Hello everyone, and I've wanted to do this video for a very long time. I was eager because I'm presenting today's video obviously is totally different from other videos before. The first thing is in English, and the second is that we're not presenting any statistical analysis. We're not teaching how to use it, and we're presenting a very new web app or software um, that I've developed, right? You know that I'm usually involved in carrying out second language writing research. I'm mostly based on keystroke logging research and second language writing processes. And in the end, because of all the problems I had with data gathering, you know that sometimes depending on the country you're in and the institutions, it's very difficult to proceed with the installation of an external software. And in an attempt to address this issue, which led to us not gathering a lot of data, for example, from high schools, primary schools, I decided to develop this software. And I'm happy to present TypeFlow Lite. It's a web-based keystroke logger. It's still in beta testing, so for those of you who are watching this video, bear in mind that it may contain a lot of mistakes, and we're still working on it, right? We're still working on it, trying to improve it as much as possible. So I'm happy to present it. I'm going to start by showing the website. Here you got it, right here. And apart from this, you got the QR code in case you are just very impatient and you want to enter the TypeFlow website. So you got it there. You can scan the QR and you will get access to it. Right. I'm going to start presenting the different versions of TypeFlow, the things we can do with it, sorry, especially related to second language research and other measures that we can extract from these from the output that is generated out of the TypeFlow version and the TypeFlow software. So, sorry, here you got the website, and now we got two versions. Although, right here you see lots of things: local, researcher, replay, IDFX. That's a totally different story. We got two versions: local, a local version in which students write, participants write their own the writing tasks, and the files are downloaded directly onto the computer. Or we have the researcher mode, which is a special for computer labs and lab-based research, in which sometimes we have to gather data at university, and it's very complicated to pop over to all the computer desk and start downloading the files and putting them in a pen drive. That's a very complicated thing sometimes, unless you have help. That can be an issue. So the researcher mode allows you to receive directly those files to your email. And that's really good because it allows us, it ensures that no matter what, you got your files stored. And thank God, here I've also developed some kind of backup. So whenever you need to recover some file that you didn't receive, you can always text me or text the TypeFlow email, and I'll be happy to send it to you, right? And then we got the replay, right? The replay is a session replay studio. Sometimes, those of you who are involved in second language research, you know that we tend to replay the session for stimulated recalls, for retrospective interviews that we carry out, and we want to show the participants the whole second language writing process to ask for a specific behavior that they showed, right? And then the IDFX converter. We have a lot of keystroke logging software tools at our disposal, and one of them is input log. And so you got a converter there in case you are interested in using these, in case you're interested in using TypeFlow, right? And you want to analyze the data using input log modules for analysis, and that's totally legit. That's why we have enabled it for you to use in case you're interested. So the researcher mode, that's the first one I'm presenting here. First, the participants write down the participant code, the session, the group, the language, and the researcher email is required. So all the participants, no matter if you have 30, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, it doesn't matter. They still need to write down, they still need to type in the researcher email, because that's the email you're going to be receiving the files into. Important, if an email is not typed in the researcher mode, the start button to start the session won't be activated. So that's very important. And the good thing is that we can pause the session, and then when you click on stop and export, the good thing is that apart from sending it to the researcher email, you also get a local copy of the workbook and all the output that is generated by TypeFlow. So that is double safe, for the simple reason that if there is any problem with the email, you still got it there. Now, just to show you how the email works, this is an example of the email. You got the submission details, the files, and the file size, right? This is the email you will receive, right? But once again, remember, this is still in beta testing. We're just deploying it so that everybody can use it, and so that we can, solve and fix all the issues that might arise. But this is just a good start, I believe. Now, this is the researcher mode. Now, the local mode is very much the same, but instead of writing an email, you don't write anything at all. And once participants click on stop and export, all the three files are downloaded. You see a workbook here, and we got the product. That is the full text that they wrote is available to you both in as a Microsoft Word document and TXT file. And the workbook contains all the measures. I'm going to be showing them to you, right? So the local mode is excellent if you got control of all the computers, or if you just want that students do it on their own. Now, I'm going to be explaining that to you, but the workbook generated contains a lot of things. We got an event stream file, which is common in all keystroke login software. We got pauses, pburst, kburst, which is a new measure we've introduced. We got a revision matrix similar to input log. So you see that everything is like very organized. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There are many more sheets that you can check in this workbook. That is the output that is generated. And then we also got the replayer, because if you remember, on the website you will have access to 4 different sites, and the replayer is one of them. So you just need to upload the workbook, then load it. You gotta click on load, and then you will be able to play the whole session all in all, and you'll be able to check the pburst and the rburst. Now, important, in case you are interested in using that for any simulated recall or retrospective interview, bear in mind that it's possible to use it, because you can export that as a video. You got the possibility here, and you can download it. So it's excellent for research from my perspective. Once again, there are issues with the replayer. We are still working hard to solve them. For example, when students move their caret, like they move the mouse to another place in the text, there might be some breakdowns in there, but we are working hard. But this is a good start, right? For those of you interested in using it for simulated recall and retrospective interviews. Now, we also have the converter. As I told you before, we're able to use it on input log for the modules analysis. You just upload the workbook. You can preview it here, and then you convert it, right? Once you convert it, you can open it with input log, and you can do the same analysis as if you had gathered the data with input log. So that's really good. I mean, you know that some as researchers, we are very used to some special keystroke logging software tools such as input log. So you're free to use them in case you want to analyze the data. And that's a very good thing, right? We got the same information as if we had gathered the data with input log. So I believe that, and that's from my perspective, that that's a really positive thing, right? A real positive thing. So with this, I've just introduced the tool. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked what TypeFlow may offer. And remember that it's still beta testing, so if there are any issues, just feel free to contact me and let me know, right? Because I will be more than happy to help you. So this is it, the web app release. So I hope you like it. I hope it's useful for you, for your research. And thank you again for watching my video, and subscribe and leave any comments in case you got any questions. Thank you very much.